Good morning, St. Martin. I'm Yesenia Lasser.
And I'm also Lawrence.
And welcome to another edition of St. Martin News Desk.
Brought to you by TV15.
Where we bring the latest and most important stories around the island and beyond.
Weekend is here. We're trying to get into Soul Beach, right? But until then, till we get to that, let's get into our top headlines.
In a move to boost safety and collaboration, the police force of St. Martin KPSM convened a key meeting Wednesday afternoon at the Phillipsburg Police Station with the Honorable Minister of Justice, members of the police management team, and representatives from the Indian Merchants Association of Phillipsburg. The focus of the discussion was the revitalization of the police substation located on the boardwalk, a popular commercial and tourist area. Stakeholders agreed that reactivating the substation would strengthen police presence, increase visibility, and improve response times in the vital part of town. The meeting also underscored the importance of joint crime prevention initiative, encouraging closer cooperation between law enforcement, businesses, and government bodies. The Indian Merchants Association received praise from both the Justice Ministry and the police force for their proactive involvement and commitment to public safety. Justice Minister, the Honorable Natalie Tacklin, emphasized that effective and lasting crime prevention depends on the continued partnership of all community actors. As St. Martin prepares for its peak tourism months, this collaboration signals a stronger, more unified approach to keeping Phillipsburg secure and welcoming for residents and visitors alike.
The Ministry of Justice has extended the suspension of inmate rights and privileges at Point Blanche Prison for 72 more hours, starting May 21st following the May 14 riot and fire. Safety concerns remain as the recovery efforts continue. 2 correctional officers from Curacao have arrived and 14 officers from Aruba and Curacao are being deployed to support local police. 3 were sworn in Wednesday by Minister Tackling, with the rest arriving today. Specialized cleaning starts today based on VSA recommendations. UNOPS is sending a security expert to advise on emergency coordination. Electricity has been restored to key areas and VROMI is involved in planning for a new facility. To help inmate morale, games and puzzles were introduced. The ministry remains focused on restoring order with continued local and kingdom support. On May 19, Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Luke Mercelina welcomed BVI Premier Dr. Natalia Wheatley to St. Martin, launching a new era of regional cooperation. The leaders met at Simpson Bay Resort to discuss shared goals in tourism, maritime trade, agriculture, and finance. This was a purposeful gathering to strengthen our Caribbean identity through real collaboration, said Mercelina. Ministers and technical teams from both sides joined a plenary session focused on St. Martin's maritime hub ambitions and broader economic cooperation. Mercelina also reaffirmed interest in OECS membership, highlighting the need for stronger regional integration. Breakout sessions set the stage for formal agreements in agriculture, tourism, and financial services. The visit ended with a gift exchange featuring local crafts and guava berry liquor, symbols of unity and mutual respect. Mercelina called the meeting a first of its kind and committed to turning dialogue into action for the benefit of both territories.
Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Luke Mercelina, chaired his first National Hurricane Preparedness meeting on Wednesday, gathering coordinators from the 10 emergency support functions that make up St. Martin's disaster response system. The Meteorological Department briefed the team on the 2025 hurricane season outlook, which runs from June 1st to November 30th. ESF gives updates on their readiness, cover utilities, emergency services, health, shelters, communications, and more. The meeting stressed early planning and public awareness. Residents are urged to download the Hurricane Readiness Guide and tracking chart from www.stmartingov.org/hurricane and tune in to the SXM Gov 107.9 FM for updates. For weather information, visit www.meteosxm.com or follow facebook.com/SXMweather. Fire Chief Clive Richardson, head of disaster coordination, reminds the public it only takes one storm to make it a bad season. Be prepared.
Let's put everything on the table. People always give their opinion, and you can either take it or crunch it. Let them judge. We give in to the most irresistible flavor. We devour every nugget that falls in our hands, especially when it's our crunchy fried chicken. And let the crumbs fly if needed. Let them keep judging. We'll keep indulging. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Hello, my people. Make sure you tune in to Sit, Sip, and Chat every Monday at 5 p.m. on TV 15 and every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m.
And make sure tune in to the Late Night Show with Andrew Dick from Monday to Friday at 10 p.m. with a repeat in the afternoon for no reason. In the afternoon, the Late Night Show at 3 p.m. Thank you, TV 15.
Thank you, TV 15. Make sure tune in.
Make sure tune in to the Late Night.
And Sit, Sip, and Chat.
Late Night.
St. Martin's government network is getting a major upgrade. Through a deal with Telem and NRPB, old microwave systems are being replaced with faster, more secure fiber optic internet. The project connects key services like the hospital, tax office, and emergency departments. Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Luke Mercelina, says it means quicker, more reliable public service. The first 18 months are funded by the Digital Government Transformation Project. Full rollout is expected by the end of May, with plans to expand to all departments.
For the first instance raised concerns over a 24-meter, 58-unit condo permit in Beacon Hill, an area zoned only for single-family homes. The permit was granted despite advice against it from the Department of Domain Affairs and without clear justification. The Pride of Beacon Hill Association, PBHA, representing residents, appealed the permit, citing safety and parking concerns. The Ministry of Romy requires 93 parking spaces, but the plans show only 71. The developer argues fewer spaces are needed due to short-term rentals and available street parking, but residents warn this could block emergency access. The court also questioned whether the residents have legal standing in the case. The permit was approved shortly before elections after changing deed restrictions against departmental advice, raising political questions. The case is ongoing as the court reviews zoning rules and transparency. On May 8, the White and Yellow Cross Care Foundation hosted a synergy meeting with 25 healthcare leaders from St. Martin, Saba, and St. Eustatius. The focus was on burnout among staff. Zulema Vayalainis led an insightful workshop about recognizing burnout, which shares symptoms with other disorders and strategies for prevention and treatment. She emphasized the workplace's vital role in supporting staff through awareness and supportive policies. Participants discussed current burnout efforts and planned future actions. The workshop was highly rated, 9.5 out of 10, and the event overall scored 8.8, praised for its relevance and networking. The next Synergy meeting will celebrate the 10th edition, and new organizations are encouraged to join. More info, look at Synergy_Act Pintanel.
The St. Martin Library, in partnership with the Tax Administration, held a Cyber Seniors Workshop to help seniors understand the tax filing process. Led by Tax Officer Marlene Quidama, the session focused on simplifying tax rules for citizens aged 60 and older. Participants received clear guidance on timely tax filing, legal responsibilities, and personalized help with completing tax forms. The library's media coaches supported seniors in navigating tax changes related to retirement. Attendees appreciated the hands-on support and clarity. The library thanks the Tax Administration for their collaboration and empowering older adults through this initiative.
The deadline to submit 2024 income tax return forms A and B has been extended to June 30th, 2025. Invitations are being sent by regular mail. If you don't receive one, you must request it. Forms are available online at the Government of St. Martin's website. Taxpayers must submit forms in person at the Tax Administration Office located in the Vineyard Building. Online or email submissions are not accepted. For proof of submission, bring a copy to be stamped. Taxpayers who need an extension must request it before June 30th, 2025.
Guess what? I got an idea. It's amazing. You see how we have the link sharing all everywhere?
QR link,
the
yeah.
QR link?
Yeah.
Raw Caribbean Channel app. Yeah. You're welcome. Put it in the back.
But it's not an app, though. It's not an app. App, you have to like download something to get it on your phone, take up space. It's not an app.
It's like an app. Therefore, it can be an app. So, it's an app. Raw Caribbean TV app. Say it with me, Al. Come on.
It's not an app, though. All you got to do with that, it's a link. You take the link, you hit the bookmark, you say add to home screen, and so it shows up like an app icon, but it's not an app, though.
Are you a real person? It is an app because you get to watch all the programs from Raw Caribbean at one place. It is an app.
I don't know how to explain this to you, but factually and technically, it's not an app. Kind of like we do the news, facts,
Yeah.
and you do that thing you do.
Whoa.
Point being, you just go to the QR, you hit bookmarks, and you hit add to home screen, and then you can have the link to, let's give it another name.
The app.
You want to call it the app?
Raw Caribbean TV app.
Jess.
Yes.
Jess, please, give, please, some sense, Jess. Jess,
It's kind of like an app.
That's why she gets the big bucks.
It's not an app, though. It's not a f***ing app. What the f***? It's not a f***ing app.
You kiss your mother with her mouth? My God. Watch Rock Caribbean TV app.
Watch our Caribbean TV app.
Yes!
It's not an app, though.
The Diabetes Foundation of St. Martin will hold its next free health testing session on Saturday, May 24th at Fairway Supermarket on Juancho Udisqueen Road. From 10 a.m. to 12 noon, DFS will offer tests for diabetes, glucose, cholesterol, blood pressure, and BMI, along with educational information about these conditions. The foundation encourages everyone to get tested regularly, as many people may have diabetes without knowing it. Chronic diseases like diabetes are a growing concern in the Caribbean and pose risks to the region's economic development. DFS aims to support prevention efforts and raise awareness about diabetes and its impact on the St. Martin community. Volunteers interested in helping with prevention, support, and awareness initiatives are welcome to contact DFS at diabetessxm@gmail.com.
The 2025 Barbados District 81 Toastmasters Conference ended on May 18th, uniting Caribbean Toastmasters under the theme Voices Amplified, Leaders Unified. Representing the Caribbean Pearls Toastmasters Club in St. Martin, Cheryl Dangle-Ben York delivered a moving speech titled True Love Never Dies in the International Speech Contest. Her heartfelt performance deeply touched the audience, many of whom were visibly moved. Although Cheryl did not place, her powerful message left a lasting impression, with many attendees expressing how much it resonated with them. Area Director Maria Eduardo praised Cheryl for proudly representing St. Martin, saying, Toastmasters is about growth, courage, and pride in where you come from. International speaker Roger Caesar reminded participants you don't have to win or be liked by everyone, but if you touch one person, you've made an impact. Cheryl certainly did. The Caribbean Pearls Toastmasters returned inspired and ready to continue advancing communication and leadership skills in St. Martin. From May 11 to 15, 2025, St. Martin's Ombudsman, Gwendoline Mussel, participated in the International Ombudsman Institute board meeting in Rabat, Morocco. The IOI connects ombudsman offices in over 100 countries, promoting cooperation and sharing best practices. Ms. Mussel, elected in 2022, serves as Regional Director for the Caribbean and Latin America. The board discussed key issues, approving best practice papers on strategic development, managing difficult public behavior, peer reviews, and outreach strategies. They also reviewed amendments to the IOI guidelines, protecting ombudsman offices facing threats, strengthening their independence and safety. A major highlight was welcoming Aruba's Ombudsman Office into the IOI, making all four Kingdom countries, Aruba, Curacao, St. Martin, and the Netherlands, members. The Caribbean's growing role is evident in Curaçao's Ombudsman as regional president and Netherlands Ombudsman leading Europe. The next IOI board meeting will be hosted by Curaçao in May 2026, marking the Caribbean's first time hosting and reflecting its rising influence.
The SXM Do 2025 volunteer event began successfully on Friday, May 16th, with all planned projects completed thanks to the dedication of volunteers and community partners. Despite the weather on Saturday, May 17th, many projects continued and finished well. However, some outdoor activities like painting were postponed for safety and quality reasons. Most of these rescheduled projects will now take place on Saturday, May 24th. Volunteers who missed out last weekend can still join the upcoming activities by signing up on the SXM Doot website at www.sxmdoot.com. The coordination team expressed pride in the community's resilience and progress despite challenges and thanked sponsors, Orania Funds, and Be the Change Foundation, along with the volunteers and partners. For updates, follow at sxm.doot on Facebook and Instagram or contact info.sxmdoot@gmail.com. That's all the time we have for today's edition of St. Martin News Desk.
Thank you for joining us. Remember, new episodes premiere every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. After that, on all social media platforms and Alexa devices globally. I'm Ulster Lawrence.
And I'm Jacinta Lester, wishing you an amazing weekend. See you next time.
And all weekend, make sure to stay friendly.
St. Martin.
That's right.